Bring it a blazing.
Hey, good morning, Senator. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you.
It's good to see you.
We got to do the bump.
Absolutely. Good. Nice, beautiful day here in Charleston.
Great day.
I'm sure that thing never stops ringing.
Hello.
Washington, D.C., usually one of the busiest places in the world. What's it been like being in D.C. during a period of remote work and stay at home?
Marty, it was strange. It was strange because there was no cars at first.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go back about a month or so ago, but my staff is still teleworking. They're not coming in. Mm-hmm. Now I have a limited staff. My chief and a few of my people, head of my top departments, are coming in. But other than that, we still have 80% or more working from home. It's going to become a new norm. We don't know what the new norm will be, but it won't be what we had before the virus.
As you're trying to figure out the right path, the right course for the country and globally, how do you juggle the need to really stay focused on kind of the important social issues around health and safety with the economic ramifications of what happens when people aren't able to go to work and different sectors of the economy have literally shut down?
Yeah. Well, first of all, there's only 100 U.S. senators and there's 435 congressional people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 535 of us representing our constituents. Everybody must always remember why they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there to represent the people of West Virginia to make sure that my government, our government, the United States government understands that we're all different. One size doesn't fit all. So I've got to bring the unique challenges we have as a rural state. This has begun as a complete healthcare crisis, turning into a financial crisis, economic crisis. And we've got to be able to cure both of those and prevent them from getting any worse. Politics should not intervene when it basically science tells us we should be doing certain things to protect as many people as we can and to heal as many people who get and contract the virus. On the other hand, we have to be responsible how we approach the economic challenges that we're going to face and not have a complete shutdown, if you will, or a recession or a depression. And I've always thought that if a person lost their job because of a national health crisis, we should help them as much as possible to have their full pay. It's not their fault that they weren't receiving a paycheck.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a great point that we're a great country, we're a big country, we're a diverse country. So it's not easy for us to have a very kind of centralized system where the federal government mandates across the board what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We like to be more regional and more local, but in a pandemic where it's the simple commerce and travel across state borders can have an impact. What's some of the thinking that's going on right now in terms of the role at the federal level versus the state level versus at the county or the local level and trying to move us forward?
Marty, people have to put themselves in this position. If we were under a military attack from another country, would you want your military to be involved? Would you want them to be here protecting you, trying to keep foreign forces from entering our country and bringing harm to our citizens? I think we would. We wouldn't question a whole lot. Well, the same thing's happening now, but we don't see it as the same type of an attack. So we're looking at it now. Are you encroaching on my individual freedoms by saying that we should have a mask on? No, I'm not encroaching on that at all. I'm basically fighting a war on a medical disease, a virus that's attacked our country. And with that being said, I have a responsibility. So there's going to be some uncomfortability until we get a vaccine and an antibody. So we need to get engaged, okay?
And I think, you've certainly carved out a great reputation of somebody who's, thoughtful and really digs into a problem to understand it. but does that with the intent of, well, let's come up with a solution. Let's not talk about it. These are the things we need to do to move forward. What are some of the things that you would share, or you are sharing with West Virginians about what's the best path for us to move our great state forward?
Well, first of all, don't get caught up in the political divide, which I think we have. They basically put us in camps. We become tribal. What tribe do you belong to? Do you belong to the Republican tribe, or the Democrat tribe, or independent tribe? Well, I would hope your first reaction would be, I belong to the American tribe. And these are all part of my people. We all have a little different approach to how we're going to fix problems and meet the challenges we have. And so I've never seen, me being a Democrat, I've never seen all Democrats having all the right answers. And because of my friends and colleagues that are Republicans, I've never seen them of always being wrong and not having right answers. So I need that interaction to find out, okay, this is what I think, and this is what my intel has told me and my research. Share with me what you found out, and let's find out how we meet in the middle.
Yeah, and I think that is a challenge. This is one of those times when there's so much uncertainty and something that people haven't seen before. They're really looking for direction. They're looking for somebody who doesn't necessarily have the right answers, but can say, hey, listen, we've analyzed this, we've gone over it back and forth and sideways. Based on what we know today, this is the path that we think is makes the most sense. And if we need to pivot because new information comes along, or we see that things aren't working, we'll make those changes. And certainly we've had to do that as a university, and we'll continue to need to do that as a state. But I think we need to make sure that we're have that same mentality of how we do that together as a nation.
You'd be surprised, Marty, how rational people can be if they have the information.
So, Senator, here we are on the UC campus. We're doing everything we can to reopen. We're starting to bring our employees back. We're just really looking forward to welcoming students to get back to campus in August. And as you know, many of our students are West Virginians, but we also have many that come from other states and come from other countries. What would you like to say to them in welcoming them in this really extraordinary year to UC and to West Virginia?
Well, let me just say this. I have a unique perspective of the University of Charleston. I have a unique perspective because I'm your neighbor, and you're my neighbor. And you know what? It's always good to be a good neighbor. The University of Charleston is basically taken on the role of being a leadership for our community, a leadership for our part of the state, and basically puts its best foot forward all the time. It's welcoming, not only to the students, but to the parents, to the faculty. I come and I have brunch with the students and enjoy a wonderful brunch on Sundays. I've done that many times. It shows the best of West Virginia, and I would encourage any parent or any student who's looking for a quality education in a community environment that will not only try to help nurture your academic achievements so that you're able to go out in life and make your way, but also your culture and your social needs that you have. And you have to have all that. And the University of Charleston, I've been to the soccer games, I've watched the national championship teams, I've watched the town and the city come together, and it's just something to behold. And I'm so proud to say that the University of Charleston is my neighbor.
I can tell you, our students come here to campus and they feel so welcomed, and the community embraces them. And it always gives us so much satisfaction when our students want to do an internship or clinical rotation right here in Charleston. And as they're getting towards the end of their academic journey, they're looking around to see what job opportunities are there here in Charleston. And it's a place that a lot of our students set down roots and become members of the community, and it's so rewarding to see that.
Let me say about West Virginia, we're the most, I think, hospitable people in the country. I've always said this: if you're lost in West Virginia and you're looking for directions, not only will they give you the correct directions, they'll say, oh heck, just follow me, Marty, and I'll take you there. If your car breaks down, they won't say, well, let me call a tow truck. Let me see if I can help you and fix you and get you back on the road. we just like people. And if you weren't lucky enough to be born in West Virginia, but you're smart enough to choose to come here, you'll be part of us immediately. You'll be part of our family. So we welcome you. The University of Charleston will welcome you with open arms. Our neighborhood right here in your backyard will welcome you, and we can't wait for your parents and you to come visit the University of Charleston and hopefully make a decision to make this your home.
Absolutely. Well, Senator, thanks so much for your time today, and appreciate you joining us for this edition of Discover UC.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it.
Great.